What's up, guys? Welcome back to KennyJTV and to our series, Women in Insurance. Today, I have Megan Wright with me, and I'm going to let her introduce herself and tell us a little bit about who she is and who her agency is as well.
Good morning, Kenny. Thank you so much for having me today.
Of course.
So let's just dive right into it. I am a woman-owned insurance agency owner in the state of Massachusetts. My office is located in South Yarmouth, and that is on Cape Cod in Massachusetts. So I'm a coastal community.
Okay. And then what is the name of your agency as well? Let everybody know what the name is.
Wright Insurance Agency.
I love it. I love it. And then, so what originally got you into insurance? Not like the ownership part, but just insurance in general.
Definitely. So, I mean, I fell into insurance as most of us do. You know, we don't really get out of college and say, I want to go into insurance.
Right.
So my background has always been restaurant management, retail management, and my husband had a job opportunity to move out to the Cape. And that was about 10 years ago. So we ended up taking the job opportunity, and I was an operations and staffing manager for a multi-billion-dollar store in Holyoke, Massachusetts, where I'm originally from in Western Mass.
Mm-hmm.
I could not transfer. So thank God, because I was done with nights, weekends, and Black Fridays. I've served my time in the retail industry. So I applied for a temp job at an insurance agency, a 9-to-5 job. I ended up getting the position, and I absolutely fell in love with the industry, like from the very beginning. I loved getting to know the clients, the detective side of things. This agency had like a customer service issue as well. So my job was to ease the clients and build a relationship with them and maintain the clientele at the insurance agency. So I quickly moved from a temp. They hired me full-time customer service position as a CSR. Then I got my license and I managed the office. We also had a partnership with a real estate company, and I ran that partnership as well. And I ended my position there at my first agency as VP of sales.
Oh, wow. So how did that look for like the, not VP of sales, but like, with the real estate agency partnership? Was that very beneficial to the agency that you saw? Did they send a lot of business? And was it more so they were selling a home, so they automatically sent them to your agency?
Yeah, so it was a great partnership. It was definitely successful. I absolutely loved getting to know the real estate industry as well. I feel that it's very important for us as insurance agents to know other industries as well. Like we should know a lot about the real estate industry. We should know a lot about the mortgage industry. Same thing with contractors, claims, etc. So it's a stepping stone to build your career, to learn a lot about the different industries, real estate specifically for the home. And with the real estate, there becomes opportunity with, branching out to cross-selling as well. The home, the umbrella, the whole package. They possibly could have, commercial policies as well. So it's a stepping stone into opportunity. And the realtors that I've grown to know over the years, they're absolutely amazing and really supportive.
Gotcha. And what would your tip be to someone that is looking for their agency partner with like a real estate brokerage or real estate agents? What advice would you give them, or what's a good way to break into that industry to have like a solidified relationship with a brokerage or two?
Most definitely. So there's many different types of routes that you can take. Number one is definitely just stopping into your local real estate office, asking to speak to the office manager, whoever runs office meetings. So real estate companies do weekly meetings, whether it's in person or it's on Zoom. Ask to join their meeting and do a small in-person PowerPoint presentation or online presentation. And you need to highlight how you can help them. How can you help them earn a listing? How can you help them right in their CMA with an insurance section? How can you help them on the buy side as well? So a great tool for me personally is flood insurance. So I live in a coastal community, so flood insurance is absolutely huge. So it's educating the realtors, whether they're newbies or they're well-seasoned realtors in the industry, explaining the flood zones. What do they mean? What is the loan officer going to want? What are the minimum limits? What do the premiums look like? And I really just zone in on that as an opportunity. And adding flood information in a CMA, which is a comparative market analysis for a realtor, for those of you who don't know. By adding that insurance section in, the realtor can separate themselves from other listing agent interviews. So you could possibly win that listing just by adding that section in.
That is so true. And I will say, like, I partner with a few brokerages as well, and it's literally like consistent business. And the thing I love about homeowners insurance that I always say is like, it's least likely to lapse or less likely to lapse because it's escrowed in most of the time. So they kind of pay with their home insurance every month, which is super great. And how long have you been insurance in full, like from start all the way to now?
So it's been 10 years now since I've been in the insurance industry.
Wow. And then how long have you had your own agency?
I opened my own insurance agency November 1st of 2021.
Okay. And what pushed you after being in insurance for so long to do your own agency?
So I've been wanting to own my own business like my entire life.
Yeah.
And I just decided that it's time. It's now or never. You just have to take that leap of faith. Yes, it can be scary. Your mind can get ahead of you and, thinking, should I do this? Should I not do it? It's like a huge risk, but however, you just have to take that leap of faith and dive right into it. Prior to opening my insurance agency, my husband and I actually own a swimming pool business as well. And we launched that business in March of 2020, which again was scary, but the smartest decision that we've ever made because the pool business is absolutely booming.
Congratulations to you and your husband on that as well.
Thank you.
Of course. So has that helped you at all, like opening a business beforehand? Because, there are some people that have opened other businesses and now are in insurance and say, I want to open an insurance agency. So did opening that business kind of help you open your insurance agency or kind of give you tips and, oh, I've done this before, but just not on the insurance side?
Yes, most definitely. So basically, same thing with him. He was nervous. We have a family that we have to worry about. We have 3 teenagers.
Yeah.
So, it was scary. So basically what I did is I registered his business with the state, with the town, got his EIN. I handed it to him and I said, here you go. You're registered legally to start a business. So what are we doing?
Right.
And it started from there. It was basically like that push. Sometimes you need somebody to give you that push to open up your own business. And that was also a push for me because I already did all of those beginning background stages of opening up a business and I knew what it was like because I did it for him. So when I went to do it for myself, it was just a little bit easier.
Gotcha. That makes a lot of sense. And what is the main difference between you running your agency and then when you were working for someone at another insurance agency?
It's the flexibility, being able to run with how you want your business to be run, your customer service expectations, what you want to do is as far as marketing goes. When you're working for somebody else, you can make suggestions, but the owner of the agency doesn't always run with it. So by being your own boss, you owning the agency, essentially you call the shots and you're able to decide what path you want to take on a personal level and for your business as well.
Right. Which is great about owning your own business because, of course, everything doesn't work perfectly, but it's like you get to have that chance to try. And if it doesn't work, now back to the drawing board. But at least I've tried. You don't want an idea to sit in your head. You never try it and you never know if it works. And that leads to my next point of what has been your biggest struggle as an insurance agency owner?
Yeah, so it's wearing many different hats. So there is so much involved in owning your own business. You have to do your own books, you have to do your own marketing, you have to create all of these different plans in order for your business to be successful. So me personally, I'm not a fan of doing the books. I can't stand it.
Me neither.
It's just, it's not, it's not one of my strengths,
Mhm.
but it's something that, you need to adapt to. So it's also being adaptable to everything that you need to do as a business owner. And, you make mistakes, you pick yourself back up and you learn along the way. You do whatever you do, what you can do to grow your business. So eventually I can hire somebody to do my books for me because I don't want to do it.
Exactly. And then I know you keep saying marketing. So what has been the most successful marketing method or even your favorite marketing method to get the name out there for your business?
So personally, for me, like I'm a complete extrovert. I love going out, talking to people, even if it's like my motive isn't to like go out and just talk about insurance.
Yeah.
Like I want to, so I'm in a plaza, by the way, where my agency, I do have an office location in South Yarmouth. So it's a great strip. It has a lot of different businesses, and it just so happens that my favorite restaurant slash pub is in the same plaza. So my husband and I go there every Thursday night. It's music bingo. You have to let loose,
Yeah.
as a business owner too. So we're down there on Thursday nights, and it's just, we like to sit at the bar, our good friends, the bartender, and we talk to people and we network that way. And it's much more of like a seamless networking instead of like going to a networking event and like the pressure's on and you want to get something out of it, where when you're just out and about and you're talking to people and you're building relationships and chatting, what do you do for work, this is what I do for work, and the relationships build that way. I ended up with a really large commercial account just from talking to somebody down at the bar, and I talked to him, I want to say it was probably like December.
Mhm.
And he's like, oh, I have my commercial policies in Mansfield. I've been with this person forever. I'm not going to switch. Lo and behold, the beginning of this month, I got a phone call from him. And he's like, okay, I'm ready to switch everything down here. It's too far away. I want a local agent. And, it turned into a large commercial account, and I ended up with 13,000 in premium out of it.
Wow. Congratulations. That's huge.
Thank you.
That's huge. And
Yeah.
that's good to know though for a lot of people that think you have to go to the networking events or you have to stop by the businesses. But I feel like that way of just, sitting at the bar and just talking to people, it's a lot more relaxed because it comes up naturally
Yes.
opposed to you coming into a business and saying, hey, I'm in insurance. Can I, you know what I mean? It tends to
Yeah.
look a little bit more salesy. And you said you do not have any employees at the moment, correct?
I do not have any employees at the moment, but I am hiring. I'm looking to hire producers, contracted producers. And, my agency, the way that I plan on structuring that is it's going to be new business commission, renewal commission, favorable renewal commission. A lot of agencies don't pay renewals anymore. So I think that that's, a strong point to anyone who's looking to onboard with me, and also too quarterly bonuses as well. So
Mm.
I think that that's really important. If they're hitting their numbers, to incentive incent them. Give them money for making their numbers. And bonuses is something that I feel has driven me in the past. You want to reach those numbers, you want to get your bonuses, so that was like a huge drive for me. It's like
Cool.
competition.
Yeah,
It's a
exactly.
game. I love
Yeah.
it.
And that's, you got to make it fun. You got to have your
Yeah.
people bought in and make it a game. And I know we spoke, before this, and you said like we were talking about how we wanted to hire people, and you didn't want to do a base. Why did you decide to do that instead of like the commission and renewals with no base instead of a base, just so other agency owners can, weigh the options. Because a lot of times people don't talk about how they pay their people. And now, new agents are stuck trying to figure out, well, how am I going to pay them? Should I do the base? Should I do the commission? Or should I do both?
Yeah. So I mean, when there's a base, they don't always offer commission on top of that. So you're capped at that salary.
Right.
And when you are getting commissions and you have that drive and you have that sales experience, the opportunity at that point is endless. There's no cap to your salary at all. You can write as much business as you possibly want. And then you're also getting the residuals too. You're getting those renewals every single year. So when you start off, say you come in, you absolutely kill it your first year, you write 500,000 in premium. Guess what? You already have that on the books for the following year. And then you're starting a brand new year. You could be at six figures in no time at all with a commission structured salary.
That commission, then plus, the bonus as well. And when I was working
Yes.
for someone else, the bonuses really, those definitely hit. Like it was cool
Yes.
to get the commission, but on top of that, the bonuses for just hitting my goal, it's kind of like extra money. And like you said, it pushes you to go further. So if you could start back from day one with your agency, what is one thing that you would tell yourself to like do?
I should have opened sooner.
Yeah, that's what everybody says. Yeah.
I should have done it a lot sooner. I should have had, a lot more strength and confidence to just, completely dive into it. When you have a family, the hesitations are there. You need to do anything to provide, basically, going for me personally, I knew that I was going from a six-figure income to nothing.
Yeah.
And that is super scary. So just taking that dive, and I really wish that I did it sooner. And also too, you have to realize when you open a business, everything's not going to be perfect. Everything, you're not going to have it all figured out. You just need to breathe. You need to relax. You need to take it one step at a time, and everything is going to fall into place after time. You just need to be calm about it and, realistic as well.
Gotcha. And then, because a lot of people ask me this, and I don't have kids or, I'm not married or anything, but how many months would you say would you need saved up to start a business? Because, at first you don't really make money as an insurance agency owner because you have to build that book first. So how much do you think, how many months should they have saved up before they start their own agency?
Yeah, so it completely depends on what route you're going to take. I'm huge with independent insurance agencies. I highly recommend to go the independent route. So essentially what that means is that you are able to write with multiple different carriers versus on the captive side, you're only writing with one carrier. So as far as overhead goes for an independent insurance agency owner, it could be anywhere from like 5 to 10 grand. I think that that's a realistic number for you to open up your own agency. I have a brick and mortar. I have an office location, so I paid in full for the year for that. You need your own general liability policy. You need E&O. You need cyber. It also depends on if you are partnering with an alliance or not, an agency cluster, and how much that is going to cost to get you up and going and started. You need office equipment, you need a laptop, you need monitors. There's a lot that you do need, and the small things do add up quickly. So I highly suggest that you really sit down, write all of the expenses out, and figure out what your overhead would be and align your goals with that.
Gotcha. And are you part of an agency cluster?
I am with the SAN Group, SIAA.
Okay, I've heard of them before.
Yes.
And roughly how many carriers do you have?
So I have several direct appointments, but I have access through my alliance to over 40 national and regional carriers.
Gotcha.
And myself personally, so I'm a coastal agent. So that was the thing with me choosing an alliance, is that I needed access to these coastal carriers. They don't have these carriers. So for my market, specifically for homeowners, I needed these carriers. So I went out and I got these appointments on my own. And luckily, that's from the 10 years that I have in the business where I've built the relationship with these underwriters. So I can go to them and say, hey, I opened up my own insurance agency. Can, can we talk about getting an appointment with you?
Yeah.
And a lot of them were, yes, absolutely. And it was just absolutely amazing to right off the bat get those direct homeowner carrier appointments because of the years that I've had in the industry and the relationship that I built with them. You catch more flies with honey than, with underwriters. You need to like really build a relationship with them, and don't get upset with them if they decline a risk. You want to have a really strong relationship with them because it is just going to help you in the long run. Take care of them.
That is so true. Nobody's ever said that, but that is so true. Like I have such good relationships with my underwriters, and if I need to quote back a little faster, they don't mind because even if they do find a risk, I know they're just doing their job. It's not personal or anything like that. And the better relationship you have with your underwriters, they'll work harder for you, and then they'll also give you an understanding of why it was declined. So if you get a similar risk like that again, you're not submitting the same thing. You kind of already know why it will be declined. And do you have carriers that you favor more over other ones, or is it kind of like you just spread it out depending on what the risk is?
So, I mean, I prefer to go to my direct carriers, specifically in my industry. Like I mentioned, I am a coastal agent, so I do prefer for homeowners. I definitely want to go to the admitted market first. 100% always go admitted. Surplus lines is a last resort. That's, if they're renting it out, every single weekend to an Airbnb for 18 weeks. That results in a surplus line homeowner's quote versus admitted. So I always tend to go admitted first. I always shop every single carrier that I have. So as an agent, you do have commitments with these carriers, and you need to meet minimum premium thresholds with that carrier in order for you to maintain your appointment. It's super important to quote every single carrier that you have in every line, whatever line you're rating. So I quote every single homeowner carrier, every single auto carrier. And the industry is forever changing. Carriers are changing the rate. Some are taking rates, some are changing things, adding more discounts. So when you think that that this specific carrier is not going to be competitive, quote them anyways. It's going to 100% surprise you at some point. So you have to constantly feed every single one and rate every single carrier. So I'm not really specific as to who I really want to go to.
Gotcha.
I only work with reputable carriers anyways. I only want to work with A-rated carriers. I don't want to work with carriers that don't have good ratings. So I know that whatever carrier that I go to, they're a reputable company. It's somebody that I represent proudly.
I love that. And then last question I like to ask all women that I've talked to, what is your biggest piece of advice for women in insurance?
So with women in insurance or women who are thinking about getting insurance, absolutely do it. Like if you're thinking about getting into our industry, make that move. The opportunity is absolutely endless, and we need more women in this industry. Please, ladies, like the opportunity is amazing. The PNC, I was reading this article, the PNC insurance industry is like 700 and something $trillion. Like it's sick, like it's insane. So, and also too, so this was really interesting. So a lot of PNC independent insurance agency owners are close to retirement, which is basically going to leave a tremendous percentage of open opportunity in the independent insurance agency. So we want the millennials. I think you're on the end of the millennial, or like, what is it, Gen Z?
I'm Gen Z actually. I just made the cusp. I'm Gen Z now. I'm a baby.
Yeah. So I'm still a millennial. And like our youngest, like our younger millennials, like they need to, like, they're getting out of college or just out of college, they need to really think about the insurance industry and what it has to offer. And, for women, please, 100%, like, if you're in the industry, educate yourself. Constantly be reading something, watching YouTube videos, doing research, how to better yourself as a person, as a business owner in the industry specific. Like, it doesn't always have to be like just about the industry. So you can have takeaways from any type of educational source at all and apply it to yourself and to your business and then to the industry. I join Facebook groups. So I belong to women specific Facebook groups, and that's Women of Insurance and Ladies of Insurance. Absolutely amazing group, really supportive women. You find out so much information there. It's the networking across the states as well. And just overall, support of women in the insurance industry. So I highly recommend that you join those groups. Also, the flexibility as well. So, like, being in insurance and owning your own business or an agency, producer in sales, working for somebody else, you have the flexibility in the industry. We're moms. We're the ones who, typically hold the hat. You have two parents in the house, but the kid is more likely to ask mom
Yeah.
instead of ask dad. So, like, there's like that flexibility of being able to still make games for your kids, cart them to and from school, whatever it might be. So that's like another huge perk to the industry, is that you can really just customize your business with your life.
I love that. Well, thank you so much. Let everybody know how they can reach you, your website, your Instagram, all that good stuff. And I'll put it, of course, in the description box below as well.
Yeah, definitely. So I am on Instagram, it's Right INS Agency. And on Facebook, it's Right INS Agency as well. Again, my name is Megan Wright. I'm the owner of Wright Insurance Agency, and I'm located in South Yarmouth, Massachusetts. You can look me up, and I'm open to networking as well with any other agents and support and talk and, mastermind together.
Yes, Megan is my accountability partner. So we talk once a month and she sends me great stuff and I get a lot of wisdom from her, because even though I started my agency before her, she's been in the game 10 years, which is way longer than what I've been in. So thank you, Megan, for all of your help, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Kenny. Thanks so much for having me.
Of course.